Hi guys,
Hi,
Hi,
my name is Zinat.
I'm Claudia.
and I'm Ibakan.
So as we've also entered, we've made mistakes, we've made not mistakes. So we want to share with you what's worked for us and what hasn't.
Yep. It's very content heavy, regardless of what course you do. So it's important to try and stagger it out throughout the year. Stagger out your revision. Try and be organised with your coursework and everything like that. It's hard to put into practice. It's something I'm still trying to learn to do, and I'm going into third year. So.
I would say learning to be independent, motivating yourself to actually do your work. Because in A-levels, you're sort of because your friends are doing work, you feel okay, now I can do work. But in uni, your friends all do different courses to you. So if you're looking for your friend to be doing work who has 9 hours a week and you've got 24 hours a week, then
the independence will probably come to you as a shock. I don't know for others, but for me it did, because I'm so used to even in sixth form they say that it's a bit more independent, but the teachers are after you. They're making sure you do even practice papers. Realistically, they're on your back. And when I came to uni, I was shocked that even to find out your lessons and stuff like that, you have to check yourself. I wasn't expecting it.
Don't compare yourself to those people that can do the work the night before and still do excellent. Because know the way you work, know who you are. Because know who you are. Sounds like one deep. No, just know how you work. There's some people on my course that they will do it 2 days before and they'll get a first. But if I did that,
even a third, I'm not too.
It's all good saying God's going to help you.
This is
so
wonderful. Press this one.
Don't have this bit in because my eyes are itching.
I'm gonna have this bit in because she said not to. James 2:17 says, so also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Do the work. That's what I'm gonna say. Grace.
Oh my gosh, I read a testimony on Facebook one time, and apparently this guy he didn't revise at all, and then he went into the exam hall and then he saw an angel's hand. He saw an angel's hand writing the answers on the ceiling.
Really?
That's what he said. But when people say God isn't what you can't question. So
it's true, it's true. But
please.
I think because obviously nothing times nothing is still nothing. You have to give God something to work with. Yeah, word to my pastor, word to Pastor Daniel.
Beg it with your lecturers, be a beg. Uni is the time to be a beg. Accept it. When you're a beg, then you can go up to lecturers and be like, oh, I need help with this.
Make sure to check whether your university has bursaries or things like that to offer, because they always do, but they won't tell you because they're trying to keep their money. So
it's true. I think a really important point as well is to be balanced as well. Obviously the main reason why you're going to university is because to get your degree, but don't try not to make it everything. That can get very stressful. It can become too much. Go to society fairs, fresh affairs, see what else they have to offer. Try something new or do something that you're already interested in.
Make friends.
I just tolerate you guys to get through the 3 years.
Circumstantial friend.
Yeah.
First year is not as stressful as second and third year. So first year you've actually got to build something, start up something, do something that you've always wanted to do. If that's setting up a society or trying out something different. First year is the year to do that. Joining things that would actually give you exposure to other things. So they usually have these people, what are they called, PWC and all of that. So people like that always usually come. Usually come
the English
usually come into uni and speak to you guys and stuff like that. So don't take those opportunities for granted. Read other books, novels, Christian books. Read things that would actually build you up as a person.
There's actually variety in societies as well. I remember when I visited, I think it was Sussex University, and they have a cat.
Sussex?
Yeah, in year 9.
Oh.
Because we went on a class trip.
Oh, okay.
And they have a cat society, all sorts.
So if you're going up to uni and there's something you're very passionate about and it's not there, why not be the one to start it?
People say, oh, I don't want to live with my friends because I don't want to end up hating them and stuff like that. But to be fair, if you're friends with them in the first place, they can't be that irritating, because no matter who you live with, you're gonna get annoyed with them. So it's better to get annoyed with someone you know, because it's easier to be oh, you've done this, than living with strangers.
I lived in not private, but like not student hall. So I lived in like a shared house in first year. That's really weird because
She's bougie.
I'm not bougie. So it was nice to have, you know, your own quiet space and stuff like that, where you can actually, you know, revise and do your own work, not be distracted by friends. There were some times I was a bit like, oh, it would be nice if I had like my friends. And sometimes, you know, friends who live together can all walk home together, and you're just the one walking, you know, to one random place by yourself.
I lived in student accommodation. That's another thing. Check, because like in our uni they make it seem like student accommodation is the place to be in first year. You're better off.
Well, they even lied to you guys as well. They
Yeah.
said it was down the road from uni.
It's better off.
So
It's actually
funny.
better off just. Well, it depends on what you just check. But for example, in our uni, it was better off. You're better off getting a house. So people who are enjoying our second years and third years who move closer
Yeah, exactly.
to uni, because student accommodation is actually far. It's
our
further
uni.
away than
This
all
is
the.
for our
uni
uni
anyway.
Were your flatmates loud in first
No.
year?
I managed to because in our uni you can choose like whether you want to live in a quiet place or with all girls. So I, thank God, I live with all girls and they were quiet. They were absolutely lovely. But obviously different people have different house training. So there were situations where, like when it comes to hygiene, some people are more trained in the hygiene department than others, and it's absolutely fine because I can't like maybe your parents like you yeah, maybe your parents weren't, it happens, maybe your parents didn't, they're teaching you what they know realistically.
Yeah.
They're not gonna just teach you nonsense, they're teaching you what they think is best. So obviously
And some
You-
people like sway away from what their parents teach. You can't always blame the parents. Sometimes it's the individual.
okay, well yeah, it's either or. But yeah, so then I think rather than just getting annoyed, try and use that as an opportunity to teach them what you know. So I was I won't say forceful, but I tried my best to convince, encourage them. I'm saying them, it wasn't them, but I don't want to say how many or who or whatever. But I tried to encourage, should I say, the individual to learn what I knew when it came to like hygiene. And you do have to be patient. When we went house searching, you know when the house is lived in by boys and when it's lived in by girls, because the difference is disgusting. Like, you know when people live somewhere where they have to do nothing, because we literally went to see a house and there was mud all over the floor.
Oh gosh.
The kitchen, it's full of
this like
crumbs.
moving to second year?
Yeah. There were like crumbs all over. The pans and pots looked like they'd been there for weeks and they'd just been reusing it and refrying whatever on there. Like, it was absolutely disgusting. I've heard people speak about people leaving stuff out. People, I experienced it.
I've experienced that.
Someone,
People leaving what out?
okay, this certain individual left. Okay, you know, I lived in a house full of girls. So this girl,
Was this in second year and first?
No, first
year.
year.
Okay. Yeah.
leaving things to rot.
Yeah.
And then you're and you know you can't walk into their room. Like, if I had the opportunity, I realistically would have just left it on her bed.
I remember one time I was the first person to leave home for Christmas, and then the first one to come back. And then when I came back, there was like a pot and it had like mold in it.
There was a time I came back on holiday from going home, and one of my housemates messaged me. She was like, "Oh, so and so has left." Like, 'cause she was the only one who'd stayed. She's like, "So and so has left the house." Like, basically in a tip. Sent me pictures. The bin had not been taken out. Bear in mind, our breaks are a month long. The bin has spilled onto the floor. So rather than taking the bin out, this person I just kept putting on top. The shower was brown. Shower was supposed to be white. It was just brown. It was disgusting. And yeah,
I think it's definitely worth trying to be as open-minded as you can, because people are different. We all come from different backgrounds. We were brought up differently and things like that. And it was quite a shock to me because, people are very different, and I was very shocked. But
People stole my stuff though. People I lived with, like I moved in with like 6 forks. I came up with 1.
Yeah, I lost my
No
cutlery
way.
as well, you know.
I came up with
I don't know if I
the
think
thing is,
I-
I actually looked everywhere in the kitchen and I couldn't find it.
I think I got confused with people. Yeah, that's another thing. Try and get distinctive cutlery and plates and
Yeah.
cups and things like that. That would help you.
People were stealing.
Yeah, because I think I got confused.
I didn't have a problem with that because I've heard that, one of our friends, she said that she cooked like a meal and then it went missing, but it was like that one person it could have been. And she asked the person and the person was like, no, it's not me, I kept denying it, but it was the only person it could have been. So yeah,
And also expect the unexpected, because I remember one of my friends was telling us a story about how she went into the kitchen and there was a trainer on the tabletop. So yeah, even with cleaning, if you can, try and organize a rota or something.
Yeah.
that's the
Because
best
that
way
was-
to do it.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Like,
If you're gonna live in a shared accommodation, I would say like try get to meet the landlord and know who's actually in charge of your house, because the landlord I have now, he's good. Like he's got his issues, but he's still good. But the guy in first year, he tried to make me pay my rent in cash, which was a bit dodgy, and my bills in cash. No, actually, he told me the cost of like the house, and it said, he just told me the price. So I just thought, that's all inclusive, bills and rent. But then when I spoke to people that lived there, the other people that lived there, they said no, they paid the bills separately. But me being not smart, I went up to the guy and was just like, this person said they paid the bills separately. And it's just like, okay, so that means that's going to be an extra so-and-so pounds on your rent. And I was like, that's a bit weird, because he told me what the price was already.
Yeah.
So just be careful with landlords. Don't let them, because they know that you're fresher, they know that you're
Yeah.
new, so they'll try to act dodgy sometimes. Don't expect luxury like when you come to uni. Don't expect it.
I ended up with a really nice house. So.
But you had to pay for it. What is this in
I
second
don't know,
year?
it was
First-
quite cheap, but
in
second.
first year.
second.
Second year.
Accommodation. Oh yeah, by the way,
Oh.
when it comes to things like what she went through, don't be a her. The university will most definitely
What?
offer
Offer what?
help.
With
Like when it things
house.
like contracts and stuff, they will.
Oh, this guy was through the uni, you know. I don't like uni. They just accept landlords. Like they don't actually check.
Oh, but they
I
check
don't-
it.
I'm not
Always
sure that-
complain.
I'm
They
not
don't
sure
check.
that they
Always
check
always
for you.
complain because you're paying for it. Don't be like too close-minded when it comes to like living with different cultures. I've heard people say, "Oh, so and so cooked this and it just smelled like." I think that's a bit rude. It's not that it smells; it's just that you're not used to the smell. Like, just let's learn to live with each other.
It's
and
true. In love.
yeah, and then taste their food. You know, unless it's just not doing.
You don't have to.
Don't
You don't
taste
have
the yeah. You don't.
Why not?
What do you mean? Taste
I let them
the
like
food?
I let my
You don't
my
have to.
housemates in first year taste plantain. They said it tasted like a mixture of potato and banana. When I think about it, it does though. Like it makes sense.
Not potato.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, because
part.
like potatoey banana, like the texture. It's not like banana texture.
It is. Well, I like mine soft, so. Mine is. Yeah, because you like yours basically raw.
No, I don't. I like it when it's yellow, but like it can have black stripes. on it.
Black highlights.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I don't like when it's jet black.
Yeah, that's basically, you might
Yeah,
as well roast
Claudia
it.
likes hers jet black.
I don't like mine jet black when it's got flies flying over. Best thing I say is, if you know your parents are good with money, ask them. Don't come as soon as your student finance comes and then you just spend it anyhow.
No. And the thing is, student loan can get so. The first student loan, everyone
Yeah,
gets
you
so
think you're
excited.
rich because
you
you've never
see
seen
that
that much
so,
of
so
that
excited.
yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know about other cities, but where we are, they usually have like a, what's it called? Like a lockdown, basically. So the city centre is locked down to the students to shop at night. Don't get
That
too
first
excited
term
when
was
you see
wild.
the money. Don't feel like, yes, I've become
Remember that you have
loan baller.
essentials to cater for. You have rent to pay, food to buy, toilet roll, all these things. So
And that's another thing as well with money. You don't realise that because at home you see little things like, I don't know, tissue paper, for example, and you forget that actually costs money. And then when you get your own money, you realize, wow,
there's so
tissue
much
is
to buy.
expensive.
Tissue paper.
I didn't realize how expensive tissue was.
And you have to buy it a lot. Like,
a lot, exactly. So
it's
little
wild.
things that
Honestly,
you just see around at home, and you forget that actually costs money.
Because you're used to seeing just 2 digits in your account, and suddenly the digits are plenty. Like, you might feel, it's like when you give like 2p to a little child, they're like, I'm rich. That's legit what it's like. The best thing to do, that works for me, is just like, when you get your money, divide it as to how much it's supposed to last you for. Take away rent, take away how much you think you spend on food, and then calculate what you have to spend on extra. So then you know each week how much you're spending, you know, if you have extra or not.
And the first semester is probably going to be pretty hard on you, like
actually,
money
books
wise.
and stuff.
Yeah, you have books to buy. There's a lot to cater for. Even like some societies may charge. Just things like that.
Transportation as well.
Yeah.
I definitely forgot about that in first year. So when you take out, because once I just took out food and rent, I thought, okay, that's all I really need to survive. But the other stuff as well, like things you might need to buy, buses to get to places, all that kinds of stuff. So always take that into consideration as well. You know, look at the city you're in. If they've got some sort of discount for students on buses and stuff like that, or trains,
Royal card.
make sure you jump on that, because
when you're opening a student account, Santander gives you what, 4 year free royal card.
Take advantage of those things, because Uber's not good. God knows they took a lot of my money. So I'm speaking from experience when I
Learn
say
to walk.
If you can
Get a bike like I did.
Get a Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, like go on eBay. They have like really cheap bikes on there, and they function really well. So if you're in an area where you can ride a bike, most unis are bike friendly unless you're like deep into the city. Then I would advise getting like a bicycle, because it's free. And you look cool.
In terms of cooking, like learn to cook.
Oh, please.
What do you mean?
No, I said please.
Oh yeah. Because I think I remember spending quite a lot on takeaways in first year.
Yeah, that's another thing that takes your money. Takeaways. If you can get a job, if your course allows you to get a job, then definitely advise getting a job. It's nice to have your own money that's just, you know, extra.
Not for rent.
And wherever you go, check they have a student discount, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to be like, oh, you're a student. Sometimes they do.
Uni Days is a good app.
Oh yeah.
Uni Days
for the Afro-Caribbean baby girls,
boys.
No, not the boys.
Oh, sorry.
Your hair. It's very likely that wherever you're going, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do your hair. So your 2 options are either learn to do your own hair, which is the cheapest, or unless you have like a close friend. But yeah, your second option is to have a close friend who does hair. If you're lucky, she won't charge you. Or if it's like just a friend, it will be cheap. Like, it will be cheaper either way. Because I had I was speaking to like my, would you call them tutors? What are they? And she said that she had twists, and they were like here. She said she paid £80. Simple twists.
I'm baffled, please.
I looked at her. I said,
if you can locate a hairdresser beforehand around your area, because hair was actually quite a big thing for me. Like, it could be costly to keep going back home.
Yeah, people
to do
travel keep going to do their hair. They go all the way home to get their hair done, because it's too expensive to do her hair. You can learn to do your hair.
Like our good friend here.
Yeah, Wigs by Ibs.
She has a business. Wigs by Ibs. This is made by her, and the one she's wearing is made by her. So
you understand it.
That actually was why I started doing my own hair, just because I didn't want to spend money in uni.
It saves you so much.
I just whatever you can learn to do yourself. Try to do that yourself. Do you know I want to learn to do myself?
Oh,
so I don't have to buy clothes.
Well,
it'll be cheaper. Do you go?
My mum sews.
Really?
Yeah,
I think my mum can do a bit,
but then you have to have time, because my mum, a lot of the clothes my mum has, she's made herself. She's very, very good. She even made me a scarf that I brought. She's made hats. She can make anything. She's just super talented. Yeah, but it's handy, but it's a thing where it needs to be something you're committed to.
Yeah.
Because she tried to teach me. I made a waistcoat. After that, asked me what have I made. I personally find it really, really boring. So you actually have to enjoy it. It'll be a bit of a chore if you're actually making your own clothes.
On this note, I think like try and find a craft or something that you're good at, or something you enjoy doing. I would definitely recommend that.
It'll save you money somehow.
Yeah, coming into university, it's just something that you're interested in, something to do, kind of thing.
And doesn't even have to be something that gets you money. Just anything
that you actually enjoy.
You enjoy. Like uni is actually the time to just venture out and do those sort of things. So each of us have all found something that
there's a lot to
feel
do.
like, oh, okay, this is something that I'd want to build myself in and stuff like that. I was reading a book, The Confident Woman by Joyce Meyer. You guys should get that book. And then it was talking about how most of the time a lot of us want to build ourselves in things that we're two in, or I don't really know how to play the keyboard, let me try to learn how to play the keyboard. But what about building something that you're an 8 in already to make yourself a 10, so that then it just makes you so much more valuable because you're better than others in that thing and you're very, very good at it. Nope, scratch that.
You guys just want me to edit it and edit it.